Turn to the teacher. Turn to the teacher. Turn to the teacher. Turn to the teacher. Turn to the teacher.
Turntable teachers! Let's go!
Let's go.
Finally! Let's go!
And welcome back.
Hell
I'm Mike
yeah.
with the Turntable Teachers, as Deevo just said, and class is back in session. Here for another guest speaker episode at AOA Studios. If you're an artist, podcaster, content creator of any kind, especially on the North Shore, be sure to check us out at aoastudios.org. Book your session or service today. I mean, this man's larger than life. I don't even really need to introduce him. Well, he's right here. He's like, didn't even wait for me to introduce him, which is totally fine. But as everybody knows, this is one of the best producers, hottest producers in the entire part of New England, like anywhere you can find in New England. Like, this man is just, you're everywhere, bro. You're absolutely everywhere. You're working with everybody. Everybody wants to work with you. Producer of the year of the BMAs. This is none other than DeevoDaGenius.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that intro, man.
Finally,
yeah,
as you said.
we're here.
Finally, as you said.
We're here, man.
This has been a long time coming.
Yo, this is the illest, one of the illest podcasts ever. Word. Ever.
You heard it here first. He said it. He said it, not me. And I didn't pay him to do it, I promise.
Nah, word, that's from the heart, bro. I love what you do, for real.
Thank you so much,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
And I love what you do. And it's just, I feel like in such a short amount of time, you have made such a splash isn't even the word. I mean, you fucking jumped in cannonball, bro. You're like, I'm creating a fucking ripple wave in this scene, bro. Like, straight up, like you've just been such just a force in such a short period of time, and it's been such a beautiful thing to see. And every project just feels like it gets better and better, and it's more refined, and there's more of the visuals are crazy. Like, you know, it feels like every artist you work with too is so, I feel like you're helping them, you know, really mold certain sounds that work for them. Like, it's like we were talking a little bit off air just about, you know. And again, I gotta start looking at myself in the same way, but just like being a producer, like
production,
producing. You know, maybe I do it obviously in a much different way than you do, of course, but like producing and having, like, you know, allowing artists to like flourish. I think that's like people like myself and like you and many others are like, you know, we're pivotal in those areas.
Yo, that shit is so important, bro. Like, just like providing the space, like. Alchemist on the interview was talking about how like producing is literally just like making like a bed, you know what I'm saying? Or I forget what the fuck he said, but it was essentially like the concept was that you're creating the canvas, you know what I'm saying, for said artist to live in, you know what I'm saying, or to paint, you know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like even in the way that you do too, like producing is a sense of just like you're setting the stage, like you're creating the environment, the world in which all the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're creating the context in that, you know what I'm saying? For people that, because people love the rap. They love what artists are saying. They love like the painting that the picture that they're painting with their words. Whole time, like, they're not realizing, or most people don't realize. And I feel like maybe a little bit more now, like nowadays, people are starting to appreciate the producer
100%.
But I feel like the casual listener, or maybe like the intro level listener, doesn't really realize how much the context, every little detail that's going on with the music, the sounds that aren't necessarily the words, are like really, really matter, and like really can alter your perception of, you know what I'm saying, how you're perceiving the music. For sure. And like, even with, you know what I'm saying, that's like, I feel like is my superpower. Like, as a producer, like, my beats, bro, I feel like I honestly don't even feel like I'm like the strongest, craziest beat maker ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, my superpower lies within like knowing how to just setting context, like setting the stage specifically. Like, yo, how can I like make sure that when somebody's listening, like they're all the way engulfed in the experience, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes that takes a lot of instruments, sometimes that takes not a lot of instruments, you know what I'm saying? Like, and even like visual producers, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes that takes a bunch of lighting, crazy ass lighting, but sometimes all you need is the sun and, you know what I'm saying, a good ass composition, and you feel me, some good colors, and now you feel me, like you got your listener, you got your watcher like captivated. And I feel like that's the true goal of production for me, at least. Like, I want my listener, I want whoever's consuming what I'm doing to be captivated. For sure.
That's incredibly well said. And what I appreciate about that too is the attention to detail in whatever detail that is. Like you just like, especially with the visual, like I can speak to, or I can relate to that a lot just from the fact of what I do. But I love what you said about just like, okay, even if we're not going to like have this grandiose sort of visual, let's pay attention to those minute details that make a difference. Like you saying, color grading, composition, all that stuff. And the same way as a music producer, it's like, you know, does the sample you're using, or if you're using a sample, like does that like
complement?
Does it complement the other things that you're doing? And then, you know, it doesn't, because I feel that way too about a lot of your beats, where like you're allowing space for the artist to breathe and get out their parts of it. But then,
I had to learn how to do that for sure. I had to learn how to do that. Like I feel like earlier on, I suffered from just trying to like be the super like detailed, super like 100 sounds per beat. I remember I used to tell myself like, oh, the beat's not done unless there's 20 sounds in it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like looking back, like I see what I was trying to do as far as like just force myself to be creative and really try to make, you know what I'm saying, like make something pleasing out of all these ingredients. But sometimes, bro, you just need bread and cheese, bro. Sometimes you need bread and butter, not bread and cheese, bread and butter. That's all you need. Sometimes you just need bread and butter, bro, for real. Like I was one of those kids, nothing in the crib, I'll have some bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I feel like I learned that with producing, like, especially like as I got older, like, you know, when artists really have a story, you kind of don't want to get in the way. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to add mad elements that kind of take away from, you know, what somebody's saying. You really want to do whatever you can do to supplement what it is that you're hearing from a vocalist, you know what I'm saying, whether they're singing or rapping, you know what I'm saying. So for even, you know, like I'm working on a tape with Dundilly, and on that project, kind of like the BLEU MAGIC project, like this is a gem right here that I'm about to drop. But like I'm kind of just like, I'm identifying the themes, obviously, from like in these projects. I'm identifying the theme earlier on, and part of what I'm trying to do is I'm really trying to start dialing in on how I can add elements that aren't necessarily musical and have that as a constant in my projects, so that by the time, like, it's just the message is that much more drilled into the listener, you know what I'm saying, his head. Like, what can I do how can I make this sound like Boston, aside from just sampling maybe a Boston artist, you know what I'm saying? Or how can I make something sound like we're outside, or sound like we're in a car, or sound, you know what I'm saying? And like, especially like in production, like the use of Foley, like, is like the easy way to, like, you know, just like everyday sounds and adding that into your music and shit like that. That can add to it. But it's like but I'm learning, like, even a step beyond that. How are you processing the sound? How are you making it like, my big thing is like, how am I making everything fit and sound like it's in one room, one world, you know what I'm saying? And beyond just using the different sounds, it's like how you're processing the sound with reverbs, delays, you know what I'm saying? How are you carving out space with EQ and shit like that? That all really like plays a big part in production, leaving that space that you're talking about, you know what I'm saying? And I really realized that in order for me to really be as strong, I really appreciate my journey, and I really appreciate people like J Rose that I met along the way, you know what I'm saying? And people like C4 who I met along the way, who like allowed me to, you know, kind of use them and experiment with them as far as like to do exactly what I'm saying, what I'm doing. But I say that to say that, like, through J Rose in the Sound Lab, like, I wouldn't have been able to be as strong as a producer I am today without learning engineering. You know what I'm saying? And learning some of these principles when it comes to like affecting sound for me to convey a message. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be so like adept at picking samples and learning how certain samples can like supplement a certain vibe if I hadn't made 200 records with C4 earlier on. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
So like,
for sure.
like to say to your point, I digress. Like I really do appreciate now just having instead of having a canvas with a whole bunch of colors on it, having just a canvas that like, or just creating a picture that just makes me feel good, regardless of how complex it may be on that given day. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like once I learned how to be comfortable with, you know, not everything being super, super like complex, like I feel like that's where I'm kind of now stepping into where I'm getting projects out quicker. You know what I'm saying? I'm being more concise. Like I know when it is to go crazy. I know when it is to lay back and just chill for a little bit. And yeah, bro, I'm really. I will say I'm at a point right now. Like I really am enjoying that like minimalistic, simpler, you know what I'm saying, kind of vibe, but with a splash of like complexity, you know what I'm saying, here and there. Intentional complexity though, like not just like random shit, but like shit that like if you pick up on it, you could go down a whole rabbit hole. Cause I'm that kind of person. I like going down like rabbit holes and like finding like, you know what I'm saying, details like, oh shit, he used that because of this and this relates to that, and you know what I'm saying, they were talking about this in this song and that's why he thought it would make sense, shit like that, you know what I'm saying. Shit, like man. Yeah, you gotta you gotta leave Easter eggs, bro. Like I'm like dudes wanna do that. Like I used to game and shit. Like some people used to go in the unique part of the map to find like, you know what I'm saying, like a secret or some shit like that, or like when it just makes the art that much more, you know, lovable type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why shit like that is why people pay. Like I pay like $100,000, $100 or $1,000, not $100,000.
I was about to say
$100 or $1,000 worth of like for a piece of painting. You know what I'm saying? Like if it really means that much, if the messages that are within it, no matter how like obviously they're conveyed, if that message is there and I can like decipher that and I can see that there's intentionality behind that, you can't put a price behind that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So like. Yeah, back to your point. Yeah, like I really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like just like allowing space for artists to do their thing for the sake of just having a fuller picture being painted. For sure.
Wow, there's a lot to unpack there, and I think one of the biggest things that I noticed about you in like sort of in the beginning of your journey was just, I think like we all talk about it all the time, like how, you know, in this creative space, it has to come from a place of passion.
Yeah, bro.
And I feel like with you, like there does just feel like, it just seems like there's such a joy with
bro.
you when you're creating, and it comes out in the music.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think that's another piece. You're just such a great energy. Like you have such a good presence about you.
Thank you, bro.
And I think like you're right in the sense that yes, your production's dope. Let's just get that out of the way. We all know that.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's about
who the person is, bro. That shit is so fucking important, bro. Like you can't be a fuck ass person. Like you just can't be just a bad person. It's just not sustainable. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, don't get me wrong. You can be a bad person. It's 2025. You can be a bad person. It's bad, mom. It's bad people walking all over this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you want to have if you want to die with like a, you know what I'm saying, like with a smile on your face, like I live life like that. Like I'm trying to die with a smile on my face. You know what I'm saying? Like I could go right now and I'm happy with how I live my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I take pride in that. You feel me? So like that kind of bleeds. That's before producing. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So like that just kind of just bleeds into production, and like, and because I do it from a genuine and passionate place, bro, like I really get like true joy out of making shit, especially with people that like, the music industry is fucked up, bro. You got people that'll smile in your face and do you dirty here, and you know what I'm saying, and it's like, I love it when like I meet people who like may necessarily be used to the fuck part of the music industry, you know what I'm saying, or maybe they haven't experienced that yet, or it don't matter, like, and like they come across a motherfucker like me and they're like, damn, like he really just care about this shit, like he love this shit, you know what I'm saying? I be damn near feeling naive sometimes. I be like, damn, bro, like I gotta like shield myself from fuck niggas, because I don't want to be like, you know what I'm saying, fraternizing with bad people, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, bro, like I can't let nobody change me, bro. That's really what it is. You just can't let nobody change you in this shit. You just, one thing I learned a lot heavy at the end of 2023 going into 2024, from people like in my life, like Aunt Bell, people like Keith, you know what I'm saying? Like discernment is so fucking important, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like when that's the best way you can protect yourself, just like discerning who it is that you want to give your energy to, or you know what I'm saying? Because like you know what I'm saying? I'm a good dude, bro. Like I really am a good dude, and I create from, like you're saying, a place of passion, and people, you know what I'm saying? People who don't know like what that feels like are gonna take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And I've definitely been taken advantage of before. You know what I'm saying? I know what that feeling feels like. You know what I'm saying? But I would rather just keep creating from, you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't want to be a dickhead. Like I'd rather just charge you.
Exactly. Which you deserve.
I read the text you. Yeah.
And you're not letting those, because again, we've all been there, like you're saying, but you're not letting those moments like define or not even define, but then affect the way in which you continue to move.
Yeah, bro.
Because if you started to reflect that onto other people, then you become the dickhead.
Yeah, bro.
When it's really not you became the dickhead. It's just you just kind of unfortunately.
And even beyond that, bro, like we have to change the narrative, like of like the fucking like that you gotta be like you don't gotta be a dickhead to be cutthroat. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like. You can literally be a good person and still say no.
And hold those boundaries.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
bro. Like,
that's all it is.
Like,
you can hold boundaries in a respectful way.
Way, bro. Like, if you don't fuck with something, if you want more money out of something, like, you gotta have the balls or, you know what I'm saying, the pussy or whatever you got to, you know what I'm saying, to have a conversation with whoever it is on the other side of you and say, yo, I'll fuck with you. Shit, I might even love you, but I want more of this. You know what I'm saying? And we really have
sometimes
to.
it's more of a need. It's not even sometimes
nah,
a want. Sometimes
for
it's out of
real.
want.
Like,
well, there's only so much time in the day.
Yeah.
And like, and you gotta balance not only being an artist, but being a human being and a producer, right? But being, a human being at the end of the day. And there's just so much that goes, again, we love what we do, but I've learned, like I was telling you before, like I left my job a year ago.
Word.
And,
congrats on that too, bro.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you already know, bro.
It was a huge step for me, and to be able to be doing what I'm doing now and feel like I could really lean into it more, it's huge.
That's a beautiful feeling.
It really is. But one of the biggest things I've learned over this last year is, and it's going to sound cliche, but it's really that balance thing of like,
facts,
because
facts.
I can get lost in this place or in my creative sort of thoughts or whatever. Like I have to legitimately like purposefully separate. You know what I mean?
Bro,
and then I think that separation allows me to be better in the spaces when I am here and or wherever I am, whatever.
You see the bigger picture, bro. When you take a step back and you really start look at the bigger picture, like you can really see like, damn, I gotta like I could do a little bit more here. I could do a little bit more there. You feel what I'm saying? Like shit, I'm like that's literally I'm about to go to Mexico tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm literally about to be there, and like my whole goal while I'm there, aside from like see if I can make some shit, is just like I just want to look at my life from a bird's eye view. You feel what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of shit I've been thinking about. You feel what I'm saying? Like just like about my life in general, and you know what I'm saying? Like bro, like I've been producing. Like if I'm being real, I've been producing for like ever since I graduated college, bro. I literally was just like fuck everything. I'm making music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like after you do that for like 730 days straight, you're like, okay, like I've seen success. I want to do this for the rest of my life. Like, no joke. Like,
well, you were meant to do it.
You know what I'm saying? I want to do this for the rest of my life, but it's like, I also want to like be a well-rounded human being still, and I'm obsessed with making music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I very much could see this like being the kind of thing where like, you know what I'm saying, it consumes my life. And because of that very fact, be like very much like you, I gotta like, okay, bet I gotta go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? I gotta eat. I gotta like one thing I've been doing heavy is I'll just sit outside in the sun. Like for like an hour. If it's hot outside, hours. Hours outside, just like in the sun, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I'll do push-ups. You know what I'm saying? Sit-ups, whatever the fuck. Just outside. You feel what I'm saying? In my car. Or nigga, if I could go walk for a walk or some shit like that, for real, and just blank out and just, you know what I'm saying, just kind of just let my brain just, wander and shit like that. Cause bro, I'm 26, you feel me? Like I'm young, I don't got no kids, so it's like, yo, the whole world is like when you relook at your life from the like in the bigger picture, you're like, damn, bro, like this is like I'm talking to a lot of people on my age, you feel what I'm saying? Like people, anyone that got their whole life ahead of them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot. Like that saying is a lot to fathom. Like you have your whole life ahead of you.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes you really just do gotta look at your life from a bird's eye view and be like, damn, yo, like I want this, I want that. Like I just realized I love Benzes. I didn't realize I love Benzes as much as I love Benzes. Like you feel me? I had a conversation with my with Last Days, and we were just talking about cars. And bro, ever since that conversation, I'm like, bro, like, I just been paying that much more attention like while I'm driving to like just different cars that driving by, and like I'll be like, yo, bro, like I need that Benz. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I really want it. Like when you have balance, bro, it allows for you to manifest more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like if you're doing too much of just one thing, you're only gonna manifest one thing. You know what I'm saying? And like it's good to manifest one thing, but you want to live a full life. We're multifaceted beings. You know what I'm saying?
We're ever evolving.
Yeah, bro. Like I don't want to just be the like that was like my thing with like producing at first. Like, you know, I don't want to just be a great beat maker. You know what I'm saying? I like albums too. Like I like albums with raps too. And then it went from I don't want to just be the music guy. Like I want to curate the visuals too. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't want to just curate the visuals. I want to curate the business too. I want to put people in position. You know what I'm saying?
Like
I want
literally becoming a creative director in that sense. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And then even ownership, like you know what I'm saying? Like in the music business, like damn, I want to own a studio. I want to own the means of production. I want to be able to, you feel what I'm saying? Like pitch a big ass fucking catalog that's made within my four walls to a larger entity and know what it's like to be acquired, or you know what I'm saying? Or go into a joint venture with a larger entity and see like, okay, how can I take somebody from where I'm from, cultivate them from the beginning to the end. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, like, that's my goal as a producer from Massachusetts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My goal as a producer in Massachusetts is to create a catalog for multiple different people. You know what I'm saying? And for myself within, like, you know what I'm saying? Within that, in the same process. And, like, create like just something like a portfolio for Massachusetts artists, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's gonna be like some stories are gonna end locally, some stories are gonna end regionally, some stories are gonna end nationally. But like I'm not doing it to end any specific place. Is the goal is to literally just to create the catalog for whoever after to, you know what I'm saying, consume it, be inspired by it, interact with it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's buying merch for people that are here or gone, you feel what I'm saying? You're putting back into the economy, you know what I'm saying? And like that's how the arts is gonna create. That's how the arts is going to continue to, you know what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna continue to live on. That's how it's going to sustain. Like we're here to sustain. You feel what I'm saying? Like humans are put on Earth to reproduce. I'm here to reproduce catalog. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's crazy. I be telling my mom this all the time. I'm like, yo, I feel like the most clear I've ever been in my life. You feel me? I don't know that frontal lobe shit, turning 25 and shit like that. But like because of the balance that we're talking about, I've been able to like really step back and manifest more. Like how I'm saying, like, damn, I don't want to just make beats for myself. You feel me? Like I want to build an entire, like, I want to build something. I want, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to build a school. You feel what I'm saying? I want to build like just shit that somebody can, you feel what I'm saying, like interact with and do what I did or do more. You feel me? Like, and big shout out to Shane Gooding and RX at the Sound Lab, because that's what they did with the Sound Lab. That's what the Sound Lab is. The Sound Lab was like, yo, I want to do something for that people can interact with and elevate themselves, and out of that come people like me. You feel what I'm saying? And I know for damn sure I'm not the only one. You know what I'm saying? So like I want to continue to pay that forward, and that don't come from just keeping your head down and working 100% of the time. It comes from, you know what I'm saying, doing events and like Genius Camp and bringing people together and really seeing like, yo, not everyone has a solid process when they're creating. People need to learn what it's like to be efficient in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Or
for sure,
doing things like BLEU MAGIC listening session and seeing people, you know what I'm saying, like, damn, nah, like I can really get people together in a small confined space and I can show them my music. You know what I'm saying? I can give them an opportunity to invest in the music before it comes out and allow them to be, hey, I'm the first person, like, you know what I'm saying? Whether, you know what I'm saying, if it's for gloating purposes or because they really love the art, like I'm giving people the opportunity, we're giving people the opportunity to be like, yo, I want to invest in this with my hard-earned dollars. I want to continue to promote growth in the economy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that don't come, like I said, that don't come from focusing on just making music. You don't stress yourself out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really gonna stress yourself out if you're just focused on one thing. You know what I'm saying? And like, 100%. I'd rather be a jack of all trades, bro, and a master of one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to your point, bro, like that don't come from, you gotta be multifaceted. You gotta be versatile. in some ways. You feel me? But I also do believe in keeping the main thing though too. You feel me? You should never really try to like keep the main thing. Your main thing can change, but make sure that's the main thing. Like make sure you have if all the boxes that go along with something being the main thing, like you're checking it off, showing up every day, doing your job to research the main thing and making sure that you're getting better at the main thing. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit. Like you can't just say, oh, the main thing is cooking and nigga cook once a week. You know what I'm saying? It's funny.
True.
Yo, one of my mans was on a Instagram story. He's like, yo, if you're a rapper and you perform at a high level, then you need to be rapping every day. It's muscle memory. You niggas is wondering why you're not, why your raps ain't strong. It's because your muscles don't remember. Yo, that shit had me dying, bro. I'm like, y'all, for real, this shit's muscle memory, for real. Like,
Absolutely.
Like, keep the main thing, but at the same time, don't forget to balance shit, for real.
Love that.
Yeah, that's just important.
For you've already, I feel like I've barely started the podcast and you've already gotten through like so much of like a lot of what I wanted to ask you, and it's like so dope because like you just know, like you just know what time it is, bro. You know what time it is, and additionally you're dropping gems, so like
thank you,
that's
bro.
fucking great. It feels weird to say this, but we normally start. This will be a legendary episode. That's all I gotta say. We normally start the anyone that's a fan of Deevo just being introduced to us for the first time. Normally, we start our episodes with a segment we like to call The Objective, where we get to know a little bit about the guests and their background. But like, you already got a nice, great taste of it. But I just do have a couple questions for you that I think will provide some context for the next few segments here. So I know that like when you were growing up, obviously you were an athlete.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And that was like a huge part of your talk about being well-rounded.
Yep.
And something for you that definitely you put a lot of passion into.
Hell yeah.
And it felt like, and we have actually that mutual connection. And
Yes.
Aaron Laredo, big shout out to my guy Aaron.
Yep.
Our guy Aaron, I should say.
Coach, what up, Coach?
Who recently just got married.
Yes. Oh, damn. All right.
So big shout out to you, Aaron.
Okay.
We love you, brother.
Okay.
And I knew you played, you obviously high school and you played a little bit of college, but then I remember you saying this, and you mentioned it briefly here on Pete's episode when I produced that one, that you said that when you got out of college is when you really started to make music. So take me through like a little bit of that journey of like, having to let go of something that you've loved for so long in something like basketball, which I'm not saying you would let it go completely, but from like a competitive standpoint, because I was there too. We've all been there, right? And then it's almost, because I remember when it happened to me, it all happens for most of us unless you go pro, and even when you go pro, you have to end it at some point.
Facts.
But I remember being 19 and a freshman in college, and I wasn't gonna continue to play. I tried it, didn't work out, and I was like, all right, now it was kind of like that now what moment, and that's when I got into coaching. So I'm just curious for you, like, was it always in the back of your mind that you were gonna try to play, start producing and making music, or was it just kind of like, well, I got nothing else to do, let me pick, and it just kind of happenstance? So take me through like how.
That's a good question, bro. Word, that's a good ass question. So I'm gonna preface with, by the time I turned 16, I kind of had like God was kind of just in the back of my head telling me that like I was gonna do something with like music. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'd already been editing video and shit since I was like 11 or 12. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like cracked Photoshop for my first time when I was like 11 or like 12. You know what I'm saying? So I always knew I was kind of do something like in production, media and production. And then when I got to college, I was making beats a little bit. I was flirting with it like senior year of like high school, but like I really like put it down, I just felt that I wasn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? I just knew I wasn't like good enough yet, for real. And then I went prep. I went to British Academy, and then while I was up there, I had a single, and I had a lot of time to like learn how to produce, but again, still was kind of just like nowhere near what I'm on, like as far as like consistent now. Yeah. And then when I got to college, it was when I broke my kneecap.
That's right.
Yeah, I broke my kneecap at half. Shit was crazy.
Damn.
And then I came back and I was hooping again. And then that was like COVID. And then like God kind of gave me a smooth transition into making music. I'm not even gonna lie. Like he really came through for me, because like by the time I broke my kneecap, it was like a weird. I was moving around a lot still, And I was spending a lot of time in the car, and I was making a lot of beats in the car. And then like around that COVID time came, that's when like I bought like my first I might have had my first SP404, but a little bit before that. But I was making a lot of beats in my dorm. I had a single, and at that point I was just beat maker Deevo. Like I was not worried about really like getting records to people, getting records off and shit like that. So it was really like around like 2020. That's when I had my time to really like, okay, build the process, really get good at this beat making shit. Cause like 2019, I dropped my first beat tape in 2019, but I still like felt like I didn't really have like my process, like a process really like nailed down. Broke my kneecap, and then COVID came, and then we went home, and I was just in the crib, and then while I was in the crib, I got so sick of the crib, I got a studio, and then and then it was like, I just had so much time. Like I just spent so much time every morning. I was just going to the studio like 9 a.m. As soon as I wake up, go to the studio, I'll be there till like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. Then 9 o'clock turned into 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock turned into 1 in the morning. I started picking up DJing. And then by the time like my junior year of college came around, it was like I was like full blown, like just like producing, DJing. I started DJing events, and then that's when I come across the Sound Lab. Yeah. And then freaking, so when I came across the Sound Lab, it was literally like, it was over after that. Like once I met J Rose and like I paid the course shit for me to learn how to engineer, that's when I was like, okay, bet, like, nah, I think I can do this. Like, I think I can make money off of like making records, like not only making beats and doing my beat tape shits, because that's never gonna change that about me. But like, then I was like, that's when I really started looking at it like, damn, like I can do this shit at a high level. And then basketball kind of just like, got sick of it, bro.
Dude, I felt the same way.
Yeah, I got sick of it. Word.
I did too. I was playing from the time I was, again, it was my first love.
Yes,
it really was.
It literally was. It literally was.
But it's like anything where, you know, you do something for so long. Like and that's how, when you asked me, when you walked in, you're like, yo, you still coaching? And I'm like, nah, I'm not.
Nah, bro. I hear you. I hear you.
And the crazy part about it was like, when I walked away from coaching, I thought it was going to be harder than it was.
Nah, me too, bro.
Because, like I said, I've had a basketball in my hand since I was 2. I've been playing, like, really, like, not organized.
Since I was like 5. Yeah, since 5. That's me too.
And then when I stopped playing when I was 19, and I was in college, or freshman year of college, I got right into coaching. And then I coached for 10 years.
So damn, now you're basketballed out.
For 26 years, up until I was like 29. Yeah, about 25 years, we'll say. Until I was about 29 years old. Basketball. And then when I walked away, it was almost like, I don't want to say it was relieving.
I hear you, bro.
But it was a little bit like, I felt ready.
Take a deep breath.
I felt ready to walk away from it. To be honest with you, I almost feel like I wasn't even having, this is the best way I can put it, is I felt like, you know, being an athlete, you're competitive. I feel like this music industry is very competitive too.
Right.
But I'm realizing that, you know, I didn't put a ton of time into my creativity growing up. I did when I was in high school. I really started to. But it's funny. Then I look back and I realized that I did. Like I used to draw all the time.
Okay.
And my biggest thing was like I would draw like basketball players, and so like and there was a point in time where I started to get pretty good at it, but then I dropped
fell off on it
because of basketball. And then in high school I was big into videography shit that I'm doing. Yeah, a lot of people don't know this. I took a videography course for 4 years in high school, and I was huge on it, and I got really good. And it was one of those things where I was so enamored by it, but same
basketball
thing. I thought I had to play basketball. I thought I had to be a teacher, right? These other things that I felt like fit my life better. That I was like, nah, I had the same thing. It was like an insecurity thing. It was just something in my head where I was like, nah, I'm not good enough at this. But people look at me going, no, you are.
No, you're tough. Yeah,
you're good.
Right,
but it's like,
right.
In my head, it's like I think I was just me being in the place I was in my life. I just wasn't ready to accept, or take that leap and bet on myself. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then when, you know, it got around to be the time of like, I'm at a crossroads. It's like, okay, I just opened a studio. We literally opened in the middle of my last basketball season, coaching. And and I was still teaching it full time at the time. And I was like, I can't do all three. There's just no fucking way. It was hard.
Yeah, it's OD.
And as we were opening it up, it wasn't as hard to balance. But like once we started getting clients, like there was just no way.
Yeah, there's no way.
And
There's so much.
so something's got to go. And I couldn't leave my teaching job.
And once you really start rocking at a studio, you can't.
You can't because it's late nights. And then obviously when you're coaching, that conflicts because it's nights.
Yeah, bro.
And so I had to walk away. And funny enough, like I said, I feel like I almost wasn't responding well to basketball anymore. Like I felt like the competitive nature of it was messing with my mental health, and I was becoming more of an angrier person. I'm not an angry person.
College will do that. College basketball,
or even
like
coaching high school sports. Like
real life.
It'll
because
do
coaching
that.
is you're in an administrative position with the sport that you like.
And you want the kids to do things that you feel like makes sense, and you do it. And then when they're not doing it, there's a frustration there, and there's a competitive edge there, and then it's like, and then you're a lot of times just naturally in coaching, you always feel like you're coaching for your job.
You fuck around, want to sub yourself.
So absolutely, I fucking do this better myself. So I felt like though but then with everything I've done with the podcast over the last 5 years, and then obviously being in the studio, I felt like I was in more of my creative and collaborative part of my life, and I was like, you know what, I think I can let the competitive part of me go.
Just breathe,
because it's not serving me anymore. Yeah. But this collaborative and creative part of me,
it makes you realize more about yourself. You're like, damn, I can do this. Like this feels good. This feels good.
Yes, it feels good. And I feel like the only person I'm competing with day to day is me.
Yourself.
And
I'll be wanting to bust my own ass.
And I can take that.
Yeah,
I can do it that much better than I can,
trying to go at the next guy on the court and shit like that, bro.
So
and even college, because college is like, and
it's so
not to cut you off. Please. But college is like, I see why they be saying like a small percentage of human beings can really play like college basketball, or
college sports in general.
Any
college sport would pick it.
Any level. It's
a full-time job.
That shit is a full-time job.
It is.
It's like if you're, and especially if you're like a student athlete like yours, because there be student athletes that begin by just not doing no schoolwork at all.
Of course.
But like if you're like, you care about your schoolwork.
And what life looks like after basketball.
After that, you care about getting money, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, bro, that shit is fucking hard.
It's hard.
That shit is fucking hard,
I had this very similar conversation with Meech Bold, who played college basketball, and we were talking about it.
And he's a hooper.
And he's of course, bro, of course. But like, no, you're absolutely right. It is a difficult thing,
bro.
At
the college level.
And this music thing's difficult too, but it's in such a different way, and there's a different fulfillment with this.
Yes.
Because like let's say that cipher I just showed you that I did. Like I'm proud as fuck of all
what
we were able to do for that, right?
Yeah.
And again, I'm proud of games I had and stuff like that and whatnot. But there's a different when I was playing or when I was coaching. Like there's great moments. I'm not gonna say like it was all bad because it's not. There's some beautiful moments in that too.
For sure.
But the difference is like. It's just I can't. You probably can understand what I'm about to say. If someone listening that's not a creative, maybe they can't understand what we're saying.
Yep.
But it's like there's just a different feeling to it.
Bro.
When you win a game, it's a euphoric thing. Or I won a state title for crying out loud. Like when I was in high school,
that's fire. That's fire.
Great.
Yeah, that's fire.
And it was a euphoric. But there's a different like fulfillment.
Yeah, bro.
Because you feel like. You created something that came from within you,
yes,
and you found a way to get it out,
yeah.
and it's out there, and it's vulnerable.
Yes.
Versus like, maybe it's just two different things. Maybe one's not necessarily better than the other, but like, and it is.
Yeah.
But to be in, when you win in competitive nature, when you're on a team, like that is a beautiful thing. You're winning with. I mean, man, when I won a state title, it was guys I grew up with, and
that's fire.
It's the boys.
Yeah,
you know
that's fire.
And there's a beautiful thing to that.
Yes.
But. This creative shit, man, it feeds a part of your soul that like that competitive stuff never will.
Nah, because you know what it is? I feel like my experience with exactly what you're saying, like it's different when the shit you did, like one is the level of connection, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, what can somebody? Because both things can be like everlasting, right?
Yes.
So when you win a state title. The year you won goes up in the rafters, you know what I'm saying? And you're saying, and maybe your name, if you scored 1,000 points, boom, boom, and then you're the number that you put. You know what I'm saying? And now the next basketball player or the next player could come in and they see that, and like when they're shooting, they get inspired. You feel what I'm saying? Seeing that number, and they're like, "Yo, I want to crack that."
We
number.
were there at one point.
Exactly. Versus like BLEU MAGIC, for example, right?
Uh-huh.
Like. Jackson Hollows drew the original sketch for the front cover.
Mm-hmm.
I added the color in. I added the color in the digital work and did the digital media part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Bluehill Bill raps on it. Kill the artist who I've known for a few. We've known each other for a few years, and then we finally connected. You know what I'm saying, on this project, and really put ourselves heads together for this. To then reproducing the cover art for people to have within their houses. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
for me to look at every day. You know what I'm saying? And like knowing that people who don't even, people that may never even see my face
We'll see.
will see this.
We'll see that.
And they'll feel something. You know what I'm saying? And like the level of connection is that much more broad in the sense of like, I have to go to the gym or I have to know somebody. Like maybe I see somebody wearing the varsity jacket to know that title was won. You know what I'm saying? And I may have to have some sort of knowledge of basketball, like, and like basketball lovers love. It's like underground rap. Like, if you really love basketball, you know everything about basketball. Versus like, you can't be a casual high school basketball fan.
It's very true.
Think about how hard it is to be a
very true.
casual high school basketball fan. Like,
There's some, but it's like it's old, probably older guys
You
that
see
like
what I'm saying?
live in that town, and they like still
you're
kind of go.
not gonna be
yeah.
a casual high school.
It doesn't happen.
Oh, high
You're
school
right.
basketball fan of Lowell High.
No.
From New Haven, Connecticut. You're just
doesn't
not gonna.
happen.
You know what I'm saying?
But you can be a casual hip hop fan that maybe stumbles upon BLEU MAGIC and is like, oh, what
shit.
or not even just a casual music fan, and they don't even know what
Exactly.
might be looking for.
Music
And
is
so-
just that much more universal.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like
it's
music.
Just, yeah.
My dad, I remember my pops, like, he was telling me like, yo, like, one thing I want for you in life is I just want you to be industry proof. Like, I don't ever want like for like you to be out of job just because they ran out of aluminum. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be able to be like, no matter what happens, the earth could shut off they could shut everything down tomorrow.
Yeah.
You still, like, if you can still, like, you have succeeded as a man where, like, if everything shuts down tomorrow, you can still provide.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And like, music is one of those things, bro. Like, if they shut everything down tomorrow, bro, people are still gonna need music.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
It got people through some of the toughest times ever.
People gonna need art.
I used to, so I don't want to get super dark about
Nah,
this,
you're good,
but,
you're good,
but
you're good.
I just, this what you said just reminded me of something. So I used to teach this book called Night, and it's about obviously the Holocaust. And
Yes. Oh, I think
Elie Wiesel,
yeah,
probably
I think, yeah,
most
yeah,
people,
yeah,
that's like a
yeah.
high school English
Yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah.
I'm sure read this book.
Yep,
And
yep.
there's a part, one of the inmates that he was with, that he was traveling with from, I believe it was from Buchenwald to Auschwitz, or maybe vice versa. Don't quote me, but either way, I should remember. But it's been a few years now since I've taught the book. But either way, there's a part where they are they're at a stop, and it's it's snowing at sort of like a broken down home, and obviously all the Nazi officers are surrounded the area, and they're just like sitting there and trying to go to sleep for them to go march for to the destination, and one of the boys in the group, Juliek, he takes out a violin and he starts playing, and he describes this in the book, so that it's such this like beautiful moment and this feeling, and it was just like this glimmer of hope. in this terrible
the worst of situations. Bro. Like,
and it's one of the points in the book, in the memoir, I should say, that is very profound and has been sort of utilized in other areas of like literature, and it's one of the moments that's very, very harped on.
Can be the silver lining in
100%.
People
and even like I'll take it to even looking at the 20s and the 30s and the 40s, right after as African Americans and Black people are getting out of slavery,
and
it's like the
soul
soul and
music,
blues music that
soul
came
and
from
blues.
a place,
and hip hop came from that.
Of
like,
course.
you feel what I'm saying?
Of
And
course. And it comes from a struggle.
And which brings me to, like, and it's crazy because I'm talking about just intentionality of just like how, like, just where you're creating from. Like, it's such an affirming ass feeling that I was born like, it's so crazy, right? I'll be like, bro, I'll be driving, I'll be thinking about it. Like, hip hop is 50 years old, right?
50. That's it.
I'm 26. Right? So it's like, I'm dead ass in the third generation of rap, of hip hop. The third one. And we're not, and like, it's evolving quickly, but this generation is the only generation that's like first generation is completely different from the second generation. And the second generation is completely different and much bigger than the second and first generation of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about how many subgenres there are in hip hop now as opposed to 2 generations ago.
Yeah, even 20 years ago.
You know what I'm saying?
Really,
Like,
seriously. Like,
it's crazy to think about. So it's like, yo, for me to be sampling the
and
things
how global it is too.
Yes,
mind you.
bro. Like, that spread, like, it's like, it's like,
there were pockets of it when it first started. Obviously, New York, LA, probably a little bit of Atlanta as well. But even Atlanta, I don't feel like really grew to be what it was
you know
until
what I'm saying? Until the
really the 2000s.
Yeah,
if you want
bro.
to call it
like,
that.
bro,
well, maybe the 90s with Outkast. I shouldn't say that, but still.
But
like
the level of like
the level of what it is,
like the music, like to know what the music industry is, what it is now.
Yes.
Like, it's you're absolutely right, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Especially a place like Atlanta, like, bro, like you're talking about probably like one of the majorest of major markets, like, on the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we're talking about people that have been able to change their lives, affect multiple people's lives, like, set up real institutions for people to be able to change their family situations. You know what I'm saying? Off this shit. You feel me? So it's like, it's an affirming ass feeling knowing that it's like, damn, I'm in the third generation of shit, sampling music that came from the struggles of people. Like, they would have never thought, motherfuckers would have never thought back then when they were like in those studio sessions, you feel what I'm saying? They were much longer than they are now. You feel what I'm saying? 8-hour, 12-hour studio sessions where you got musicians pulling up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bro, after work, probably factory work, after coming off a factory, like, this is real shit. And
even just think about the technology too of those times.
You see what I'm saying, bro?
It's like the leaps and bounds they had to go to create it. I mean, I even just watched Sinners recently. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
Yes,
and it's like the leaps and bounds they had to go just to have a place for them to make the music, just
bro.
to even not to show you, enjoy the music.
Yes, bro. To
like,
enjoy the music.
The amount of what we take for granted,
bro, it's
now
crazy. It's crazy.
Like, I mean, I can fucking pick this thing up and I can get any song
that
has ever been made, basically ever. Versus at that point, it's like, okay,
the musician was like
that scene of the twin or the one of the twins driving around. They're all picking up all the different musicians,
the people that they need for the shit to go down.
Like the lengths that you like we ain't doing that.
We're not doing that.
Some motherfuckers can't even be bothered to jump in an Uber to come to your fucking
hell nah,
session because they're like,
bro, it's too long. It's too far.
Yeah,
bro. Bro, I think about it like this, right? Every time I DJ, I'll be like laughing to myself because like this is gonna be me later when I'm at Soul Right. Like, I carry my...
Shout out to Soul Right, by the way.
Yeah, big shout out to Soul Right, bro. Love. Like, I walk around my DJ controller, and I'm like, damn, bro, this shit's mad heavy, bro. I gotta lug this shit around. Like, I'll be like, complain. I'll be like, damn, bro. Like, anytime I ride, I want to have somebody with me just to, like, lug one of these, this big-ass shit around. And then I'll be thinking, I'm like, bro, I need to shut the hell up, bro. Like, bro, like, people I look up to, like, crates. Yeah. 3 pieces minimum for the turntables and the mixer itself.
Yeah.
You gotta hope that your needle ain't fucked up. You gotta hope that like your records are clean, that you're not gonna skip nothing in the club. Like, bro, like this shit is like, it's crazy how much that we take for granted. And it's like, at the same time, it's like, yo, you have to realize how blessed you are, like how blessed we are in this, like, just like the advancement of technology. And it's like, yo, you have to be amazing. Like, you have to be amazing. Like, there's no excuse to not be amazing. It's so easy to be good. You know what I'm saying?
God, yeah.
It's so easy to be good. Like,
it's almost too easy.
Yeah, it's too easy.
Fucking AI fucking
yeah.
Shit,
You can literally start, like, we're literally in an age where you can start right now and be good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
be good in 6 months.
Yeah, bro.
Maybe less.
It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. It was like, yo, you have to like all the tools for you to be extraordinary. With that also means the tools to be extraordinary are there, and like the creativity now, like the ceiling for it is wild, and it's like, you know, people will be like, yo, AI, is some bullshit, da 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 da, and it's like, yo, hip hop is literally birthed off of doing shit that another group of people did not like. Like, you think soul musicians all loved people like flipping shit and talking about, you know what I'm saying, all kinds of crazy shit that was going on the street? No, like motherfuckers were getting music taken down. Like, you know
people
what I'm
liked the music, they didn't like the people that were playing it.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
right,
at the time,
right.
you know what I
like,
mean?
Bro.
And that talk, like, that goes to a whole different conversation.
Yes,
but
yes.
the sentiments there, where it's like, and especially being who you are and your background, where you come from, like I can imagine. And you know what? I love this, bro. I love this conversation.
Nah, word. This is a good one. This is a good one.
You are so much more ahead than you realize, Deevo, because you understand this at an age that you can still continue to not only make an impact for others, but for yourself in long term. Because this is shit that people don't even really think about, or even realize until they're I don't want to say too old, but they're older, where they don't have that time to
really like sit down and really process the shit.
And so for you to have the headspace to be able to recognize this stuff and then continue, and then, you know, and have the compartmentalization of like, okay, like, yes, I am grateful for what I have, and I'm blessed. But I'm still gonna have those moments where I get I get frustrated, I get stressed out, and to allow yourself to have that moment, but then to reflect and be like, you know what,
bro,
okay,
like,
I had it, and let's let it be a blip in time. Let's let it be a moment, and let's move forward instead of hanging on to that, because I feel like, unfortunately, and it's, you know, it's again in a whole other rabbit hole that we don't have to go down, but like it's a testament to the mental health issues that we have in this day and age, where, you know, we are, like I said earlier, like, I am my competition now. We are also our own worst enemy.
It's so easy to beat up on yourself for not knowing something, for not doing something. Like,
but how much time do we waste in those moments? You know what I mean? And that's where I hang my hat. And that, you know, I'm 31, so I'm not that much older than you, but I feel like, I've been in a position.
That's a beautiful age, by the way.
Thank you. I feel like I'm in a great position in my life, man. I'm so great. Sure. I'm so grateful, and like, I couldn't be happier about it. And what's, I think, the best, and I'm grateful that I've figured all this out, but I still have such a long way to go.
Yo, bro, I will say,
come to this place at 31.
As somebody who's younger than you, you are a bright example, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, and like I just want to just let you know, yo, bro, like, it's so having like people just, and like, I talk about like people who came before me a lot, because like I'm a younger brother, you feel what I'm saying? Like, right. And I'm a son, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a younger cousin and shit like that. Like, I've learned a lot from people just like looking, you know what I'm saying? And like, I value knowledge. I value the transference of knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And just even in the things that you're not saying, and really it's because it's what I believe what people be saying is what you show, and it's not about what you say, you feel what I'm saying? And like, bro, like, for you to show up, you know what I'm saying? Like, just show up. Show up as far as like recording, clipping, putting out, and establishing a narrative for a misrepresented community is like, what more can you ask for, bro?
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
That means a lot.
Nah, bro, it's like when you really sit down and I'm blessed as fuck, bro, because it's like what you're talking about, like, I'm so much more far ahead than what I think. I'm like, I be just like, when I have like these like just times where I just really like fathom and just realize shit, I'll be like, yo, thank God, like, I have like just the brain to even like think this way, bro. Because like I grew up around a lot of people who don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Who don't have the ability to just really like sit down and really think about what the fuck that there is, like, it is that they're doing, and really have the time to be like, yo, like, do I like this? Do I not like this? Okay, well, if I do not like this, here's the action that I'm gonna respond to that with, and you feel what I'm saying? And here are the consequences that are gonna go with said action. Like, it's so you, like, yo, if you don't really like take time and like how it speaks to the mental health issues, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially in the African American community, bro, because like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like,
and with men in general.
Yeah,
too.
men in general, bro. Men in general, just like in this day and age, like, we're targeted, bro. Like, we're being targeted. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, You know what I'm saying? Like we are like our mind capacity. You know what I'm saying? Like the amount of shit that shows up on here every single day. You see what I'm saying? Like it's crazy how much they're trying to derail you. You know what I'm saying? And like have you kind of just locked into one position of thought and have you locked into a routine. You know what I'm saying? And have you not really look at the bigger picture? Like how we're saying, I will say that there are forces at work that I felt it. There are forces at work that are trying to like keep you in this.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
God, yeah.
And I'm like, damn, bro, like I'd be so thankful because it's like, yo, like it takes a certain level of effort at one point in your life for you to have the ability to take a step back and say, yo, like this is how I want to design my life. I like this or I do not like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? And be able to articulate why. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's so many sheep and just, bro, it's crazy. Like,
and what's even worse, I think, is like, so you just sparked a thought in me that I hadn't thought about in a long time. So like, you grew up in Lowell.
yeah.
I grew up in fucking Danvers, right?
Right,
so
right.
we grew up very differently, right?
Yep.
And so, and I grew up obviously in a town that's a bit more affluent,
Yep,
suburban,
yep.
But it's interesting that I grew up with it in a single parent household, so I still had everything I needed.
Yeah, right.
But and I'm not gonna say like I was fucking poor or anything like
Right,
that. I'm not gonna
right.
oversell it, but like I was a bit more of like seen as like, or our family was one of the families that was a bit. We had to bounce around. My mom had to work really hard to keep us where we had to be.
Yeah.
But what you're talking about of, you seeing it in your own communities, more especially in the Black community of people. Again, a lot of times it's a lack of resources.
Yes,
There's a lot of factors, and that can really, perpetuate a lot of things and push people down.
But you don't know, yeah.
But it's interesting where you see it in some of these affluent communities of people that have the resources, have all these things, and they still they're ahead in a lot of ways, and they still don't get there, or they don't have these mentalities because there's like it's almost this perpetuated like. Lazy. I don't call it laziness, but there's a laziness to it, or this laissez-faire of like, well,
here's what I can do to change and people's lives around me.
Yeah, but there's none of that.
There's none of that.
Because
it's none of that.
Because there's almost this need of like, well, I don't feel like I have to.
Nah, bro. And I will say it in the like,
it's I think in a lot of ways it's tragic.
Yeah, it's tragic. It's sad.
It's tragic in a different way.
It's sad.
It's tragic in the sense that like obviously what more inner city and poverty-stricken areas go through. It's a different type of tragedy. I don't want people to get twisted over what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
it's tragic in the sense that like. You have all this going for you because I know plenty of people. I don't want to obviously won't name names, but I know plenty of people from my hometown where I see what they're doing now, and it's like you had all of that at your disposal,
and
you're doing this, and you're clearly not happy because you're perpetuating X, Y, and Z, right? Or you're blaming this group of people or that group of people for your problems when you grew up in a way that you were fucking ahead of the game.
Yeah, you had everything. Everything.
But having said all of that. And I saw my mom. I don't want to get too deep on this, but my mom sometimes feels badly for me, and my brothers. She's like, I'm sorry that I couldn't give you more and all that stuff. But I'm like, Mom, listen,
you gave us everything that we needed.
It's that, but it's also like it's the experiences that I had in those moments when I was 14, 15, asking myself, why God or whatever God. I'm not really super religious, but why whatever higher power, why me? Mm-hmm. I look back on that. I wish to go back to that 14, 15-year-old kid. Like, no, you are going to learn so many things from this that you are going to take when you're 31, and you are going to be so much better for it.
And like catapult you forward.
Exactly. You're going to have these. You're going to have these mindsets. You're going to have these perspectives that you are going to be so grateful you have. Yeah. So just be patient.
Yo, and it's so crazy that you say that because, bro, I love my dad, bro. Like, my dad is like my hero, bro. And I will say that because, bro, my dad came from Sierra Leone to here.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like with his brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Probably had nothing but the clothes on his
back.
Lost
siblings on the way. Lost siblings on the way.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Wow. So like I got 2 sisters, bro. He lost a sister on the way. Wow. So it's like I think about shit like that. Like you come here from another country, you gotta assimilate yourself to the language.
Yep.
You gotta assimilate yourself to the culture.
Yep.
then get a specialized degree to get a job like like anesthesiologist, to then now have people's lives in your hand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit too much or a little not enough could mean the end of your career and literally like the end of any other job that you could have. Lawsuits, like crippling, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, people don't want to, that's not a job you would just wake up and want to have, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? To then, you feel what I'm saying, have a knucklehead ass son, you feel me? And still have it in your heart to show love. And bro, I get irritated at shit. So I'm like, bro, I can only imagine him. You feel me? So it's like, and I had everything I needed. You know what I'm saying? I had everything I needed. I never really needed too much growing up. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And for me to still have everything I needed, like, bro, even a computer in the house, for me to be able to crack shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For me to learn how to do it. Or even have video games in the house. Or even, bro, like, my mom's, you feel me? Like, she forced us to think, like, in the house. Like, she forced us, like, to think critically. Like, my moms used to literally keep us in the crib, and I wouldn't have to get an X amount of, like, word problems, math, phonics, you know what I'm saying, comprehension every single day before I could do anything else. You feel what I'm saying? And most days, I'd get my ass whooped because I wouldn't finish. You feel what I'm saying? But, like, and I used to like that, bro. I'm at 6, 7, 8 years old. I'm thinking I'm getting abused. Like, bro, I remember, bro, I'll never forget, bro, like, I went to elementary school one day, and bro, like, our dad just like broke down, and like, bro, I'm telling like my guidance counselor just like about what I had going on and shit like that. And it's funny, like, looking back, like, yo, I could have really put my mom in a bad position, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like,
But she was really just trying to teach you.
but looking back, bro, all of that, like, all of that is why all of this is happening. Like, all of that is the reason why I have the brain capacity to be able to sit in front of a computer for X amount of hours and program drums or program an album, you know what I'm saying, and do all of that. You feel what I'm saying? Or, like, you don't realize, to go back to your point, like, you really don't realize, like, yo, those times when you're younger and shit like that, and you feel me, you're asking yourself, like, why me? You feel me? Like, those really are the points. And I'm so glad I still got both of my parents in my life where, like, I can thank them. Like, I be thanking my people all the time. I be thanking my dad when he be tweaking on me now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he be like, my pops will say some shit that like to most will be like, yo, that's kind of crazy. But it's like, I'll literally, like, I'll express how I feel or whatever, and I'll still say, yo, thank you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because, like,
because you know what he's been through.
I know what you've been through, bro.
His background, what it took him.
Yeah, to get here, bro. Nah, bro.
So I mean, he was here
and got here, bro.
And you're here.
That's
you
crazy.
You started here.
So
for you to say, oh, poor me, I can't get here. It's like, nah, bro. And the same thing, my mom was adopted.
Yeah,
she was
bro,
left here on her own. She was 17 living on her own.
That's crazy, bro.
In a halfway, no, not halfway house, excuse me. In like a community home in
crazy.
Revere, 17 years old.
That's crazy, bro.
Like, I think about how old when I was 17.
17, bro. Think about the kind of shit you could do at 17 freely, like.
That was always wild to me because I knew that story growing up. Yeah. But then I always said, like, you know, when I hit 17, I think that's when it really hit me.
Yeah.
Where I was like, okay, so I have to picture what it would be like
to do X, Y, Z.
To do what she had to do with that, and I couldn't. Bro,
you can't.
I couldn't picture.
You know what's so wild about what you're saying right now? That's so crazy that you're saying that right now because, bro, my mom came to America at 26. I'm 26 right now. You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
think about coming here at 26 and you
right now,
and you would have had to start,
bro,
whatever your journey is and all the time that you've spent getting there,
bro.
You'd be starting it now,
bro. I mean, think about that shit, like, bro, like,
isn't that crazy?
Producer of the year, whatever.
Yeah. We didn't even talk about that, but fuck it. This is like you great
with the Sound Lab.
Yeah.
And just like the catalog so far.
Yeah. Working with all the artists you work with.
The skills, even just the technical skills.
Yes.
As far as like what it takes to do what I'm doing.
The business acumen,
exactly.
What you're learning as a businessman,
for
right?
me to
as
develop,
an entrepreneur.
Like, for me to develop, I'm not developing that in a third world country, bro, worrying about eating, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, where am I going to get my food at? Like,
whatever.
Bro, you literally got to schedule when you're going to go get water for the crib.
Absolutely.
You have to schedule,
and walk
like,
probably 3 miles to get it.
Bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, And I be thinking about shit like just like sometimes I be thinking like, cause I got my I have my undergrad in finance and I got my graduate in organizational leadership.
Wait, congratulations, by the way, because that
Thank
was
you, bro.
pretty recent that you just got your graduate degree,
I
bro.
graduated. Yeah, thank you, bro.
Congrats,
I
that's
graduated-
huge.
Thank you, bro.
We like anybody, but especially creative and young men and men that are obviously
They're gonna go and get it. They're still educated. You feel what I'm
Yep.
saying? And it's like, yo, I be thinking
that's
about.
awesome. Get educated, people.
like-
Seriously, we need it now more than fucking ever.
Yeah, we do. We fucking do.
We need it
You
now
know what
more
I'm
than
saying?
ever.
And it speaks to literally our point what we're saying about like mental health. Like, just like I feel like mental health when just that topic, it's always geared towards depression. You know what I'm saying? Like mental health is like associated with depression, like bad mental health, and you know what I'm saying, like people being sad. But part of mental health is like you still got you have the progressive part of it too, mental capacity. Like how much can your mental, like how big can you think? You feel what I'm saying? What are you doing to condition your ability to think? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you allowing yourself to think bigger, think faster, think efficiently? You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you think about it, it's like almost like you think about health, right? Physical health. Like, think about if all they taught you about was, like, don't eat these foods versus this is how you can reach peak human form. You know what I'm saying? Calisthenics. You know what I'm saying? Dieting, fasting. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much more to than just what should I not do. You know what I'm saying? To being healthy. And I feel like the same thing is like, cause I'm not, bro. Like I'm happy. I'm a happy dude. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit's fucked up. You feel me? But I'm happy. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
you feel me? Some shit's fucked up. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm happy dude. You feel me? So it's like when people like I tune out of the conversation sometimes when people are just only talking about depression when it comes to mental health. Cause it's like I'm a kind of person like I want to know more about the topic outside of just surviving. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not here to just survive. I want to live a peak human life. You feel what I'm saying? Like so it's like yo, like I'm part of what school was like a big why me situation. I remember my senior year of undergrad, I didn't think I was gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think I was gonna make it. I was into it with a professor. You feel what I'm saying? And I felt like I was being targeted. It was a big investigation situation, whatever.
Damn.
And like I remember thinking like, yo, bro, why me? Like out of all the people in the class, you feel what I'm saying? I mean, there's definitely some shit that, you know what I'm saying, I did to warn myself in the situation as well. But like
He wasn't perfect.
Yeah, I wasn't perfect. You feel me? But like, it makes you think about like, yo, all that, you know what I'm saying, really like kind of geared me to, like, it gears your mind to way more. It gears your mind to withstand more, to hold more. You think about the gym, right? Like you feel me? You max out on weights. You feel me? Your arms is fucked up. You might even pull some shit that day. But you're stronger. You're strong. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that shit really made me stronger. And it makes me think about my peoples. Like, bro, imagine what they even, beyond just even getting here, imagine what they had to go through. Imagine what their people were putting them through for them to even have the capacity to now get here. Because it's like, this is what they did. Like, imagine, I've been thinking like, bro, imagine if my mom and my pop executed their full potential. You see what I'm saying? Like, imagine, like, the you know what I'm saying? Because we're talking about Sierra Leone, Africa, versus Lowell, Massachusetts, period. You're talking about Sierra Leone, third world country, civil war in the 2000s, versus Harvard University. You know what I'm saying? Like copy and paste from London, England, where they got all these. You know what I'm saying? Like we're like. Academia, like peak academia.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, we are very fortunate in Massachusetts.
Like, bro, there's a map, right, of like the underground cables, like that they're running, like all like how we're getting like all like Wi-Fi and shit like that. How all of like the connectivity, internet connectivity, bro. The amount of like wires that are underneath us up here. Like they need this. They need the state. Like they need this area to like run the rest of the world. They need this.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, people here are mad. Like, even the dumbest motherfucker here.
There's a couple.
You know what I'm saying?
There's more than a couple.
The people that are like, we're like in our community that may not be 100% the smartest, they go anywhere else in the world. Like, bro, like you're talking about, they're equipped to make a difference anywhere else you go.
Yes.
Just off of what you know, just off of how well you're able to articulate yourself while being out here. You know what I'm saying? The kind of shit that you're being exposed to, shit, even the shit that your pockets are accustomed to, and what you pay to live out here.
Yeah.
Versus, like, if you want to go live in Texas and you want to go raise kids, like, imagine if you have a kid right now, put him through you put him in inner city. You know what I'm saying? We'll say maybe you take a Mecco kid. You bust them out to, you know what I'm saying, one of these places for elementary to middle school, and you take that same kid who's learned elementary, middle school, and maybe the first 2 years of high school, and you put him in, in the middle of nowhere, Texas, with that doesn't necessarily really even care about the academia. Like, you're talking about a fucking, like, a stellar student. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
they're gonna run shit down there.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you really think about it, like, really take a step like back and really look at the biggest picture, it's like, yo, like, I literally went from, and you said it earlier, like, for my people, like, the generation, like, the gap as far as like where my grandparents were and like where my grandparents were at 26.
Oh my God.
And what they had to do at 26 versus what I'm thinking about at 26. It's like, yo, you can't be anything but grateful, like, about that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and do something about it.
Take
advantage of what you have.
You have to. You have to.
I want to also make a direct connection to something you said that I think is just, I want to bring up because I talk about it with my students a lot. Mm-hmm. It's, you had this situation with your professor that didn't go so hot. You guys were at odds, whatever.
Right.
It taught you all that. I'm glad you got to where you are. But I think you almost missed one key piece that I to think about. And you alluded to it a little earlier too. In this life, as an adult, no matter what field you go into, you are, whether it's music, education, anesthesiology, you fucking name it, you are going to meet people that you do not get along with, and you have to learn how to work with them and figure it out, because that's just the way it fucking is. And like, you don't have to be best friends with them. You don't even need to see eye to eye, but you need to.
You gotta figure it out.
You gotta know. You know,
that's
and again,
real shit.
In our line of work where we're at now, yes, we have a little bit more autonomy of how we can handle those situations and the situations we put ourselves in. But still,
there's
gonna be moments where
you're
putting. I mean, because then, like someone like me who, like, yes, I throw. You know, I've been throwing events for a little while now, and like, yes, I have autonomy on how I throw those events. However, there's been a few times where there's been either an artist or someone in the crowd that we ain't jiving, or they're doing something I don't like. How do I handle that in a way?
And continue to be...
And I haven't been perfect in all those situations. I'm not going to sit there and say that I was. But the reality of the situation is that's just life.
Yeah.
Like, you are not going to go through your life, whether it be professionally
and shit be just smooth.
Yeah.
Like,
you're going to run into people that you're going to butt heads with. And it's not about... It's honestly... It's not so much a reflection on you or the professor necessarily. It's about how you both handle the situation and who handles it. And I'm just using that as an example because it's the example you presented to me.
That shit is...
You kind of see what I'm saying
That shit is so real, bro, because that was one of the things, like... That was one of the moments in my life where, like... I think that like, that shit really traumatized me, bro, because, like... It's like when you have somebody that literally is... in control, like, makes a decision about your life.
I guess that's a little different because of the power dynamics.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
But even on the same level too, because I have another example where I learned that recently too. But like, when you have somebody like that can literally like make or break or choose whether it is or not that you're gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It almost feels as though like. It's funny because Kill, we spoke about this not too long ago, but he was like, "Yo, you gotta learn how to play chess, bro. You gotta get comfortable playing. You have to be comfortable playing chess."
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And 100%. It's like, and it's, you know, especially with that situation, right? The professor situation, I felt as though that like I was just navigating the situation, but looking back, I realized like how different shit was chess pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, right? Like my final project or my my capstone, like the one that really like the presentation that dictated whether or not I was getting my degree or not. Like everyone else in the class had a partner. I was the only one that I was alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about like 25 pages worth of information, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it gotta, college, gotta be concise.
Yep.
It can't look like 25 pieces of information. And you got a hard ass, if your professor's a real hard ass, they're not judging on what information you put in. They're judging you on how concise all of the information is, because all the information, especially in finance, like when you're a finance or you're an accountant or you're a finance major or analyst or consultant, your client wants to know the entirety of the situation that they're going through. They want to know as much details as they possibly can in as little words as possible. You see what I'm saying? So that's me having to do that myself. I almost like, it was almost like the most, I feel like I had the most real world, like the most real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like experience as a finance, like as a finance analyst, like a junior financial analyst. Like I felt like I was actually talking to a client. Like I'm actually trying to convince this person, like, yo, these are the numbers, blah, blah, blah. But all that to say is that you still gotta play the game, bro. Yeah. You still have to play the game. It don't matter. It don't matter if someone's above you. It don't matter if it's money on the line. If it's life is on the line, if it's a life or death, because that was it for me. It was either graduate or get or
that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Or it's like, what the fuck now?
What the fuck now? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, you have to play. It don't matter. You gotta make that shit fucking work. That person might be your worst enemy, bro. You gotta aim. You still gotta communicate with that person. You cannot roll over and just let life beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? You gotta reach out. That's the only person, you know what I'm saying? Like that can facilitate. If you're the only person that can facilitate that communication, you had better facilitate that communication, and you better make sure that both sides understand fully what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, and I had to learn that even on the, you know what I'm saying, on a collaboration standpoint. I'm learning that a lot more now. Like in this music shit, like it's weird. You don't know. I'm not even sure if all the people I work with 100% like me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be like, yo, do you fuck with me? You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, like sometimes it'll come out like, people will have certain like critiques. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll come from a certain place, and you don't know if it's genuine. You don't know if it's whatever the fuck. And it's like, and I will say this about the music industry. Like the music industry is like, you really won't, like, there's a lot more like room for people to act like they fuck with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot 100%. Less black and white. It's a lot less black and white as far as like how people, you know what I'm saying? How people show up genuinely. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, at least with something like basketball, emotions run high. So if somebody don't fuck with you, like, you're going to see, like, in the way they foul you.
You'll know.
You're going to see in the way they guard you. You're going to see the way, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, they got to show that. You can't hide that on the basketball court. You
but
know
in
what
the
I'm
music
saying?
industry, if you still have something that they think that is valuable, that they can either utilize or in their own best interest, they're going to. And it's interesting you say that, bro, because I had an artist say that to me recently where it's like, recognize that, because so it's an artist that I'm very close with, and we were in a situation where we were dealing with a different artist, and that artist treated me and treated the other one of my friend very differently. And what my friend had said, and I was very confused by that. I'm like, well, this doesn't make sense because we're both kind of a similar entity. We're working together. Like, this doesn't make sense. Why would they treat you differently but treat me? And he's like, Mike, you have to remember that, like, you still, and maybe I'm naive to some of this as well, but it's like, you have a platform that's respected.
Yes. Yes.
that still holds
Yes.
that holds value,
Yeah.
whether I like it or not.
Yeah.
And again, I'm grateful for it
Yeah.
because I've built something bigger than myself that
Yeah.
people like can utilize and like
When you have something good, you gotta be aware of it.
But
you gotta be
like you said, might get taken advantage of, or there might be a
bro.
situation where maybe that person doesn't truly fuck with me, but
Yeah,
they
but
just
they see
recognize
what
what this is,
Yo,
and they're
bro.
like all good. You know what I mean? So
That
it's
shit
like
so fuck. I hate that shit.
I
bro.
think about that sometimes. Where if I
Yeah.
like if I dropped all this right now, who would actually
Who would you? Who would still fuck? I think about that a lot too. I think about. I think a
and
lot.
I don't trust me. I love this shit too much to fucking
Yeah,
do that.
right,
but
right,
like,
right.
But I think you're right in the sense that but then it reflects that my point even further that regardless of what that is, like as long as you stay true, and maybe it goes way back to comes kind of full circle, where it's like as long as you stay intentional and true to who you are, and you stay that respectful person, and you're someone that's willing to be collaborative and work together while also keeping boundaries and for yourself and recognizing that you need to take care of yourself too. Like that's all you can really do.
Yeah,
at the end
you
of the
can't.
day.
You can't do.
You can't
too
worry
much.
about
You
that
can't worry
other
about that.
what if bullshit.
You can't
Like it's
worry
like
about that,
I
bro.
can't worry about like who's not gonna fuck with me if I if I ripped this all down tomorrow.
Yeah,
like
bro.
it's not and maybe it doesn't even have to be that deep. Maybe it's just one of those situations where it's like, you know what? I've built something that I think people. Same with you.
Yeah.
You've built something that people clearly value and respect and want.
Yeah, and they want to be a part of.
Want to be a part of.
They wanna be a part of it.
And maybe that's enough.
I struggle a lot with that shit too, bro.
Yeah.
I struggle a lot with just like, cause bro, I love rap, bro. Of
course.
And it's like, I'm one of those dudes. Like when I was younger, like the dudes who I looked up to, in my brain they were automatically good people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, as I got older in my my early 20s and shit like that, like that's not the case.
And the curtain gets
That is
drawn
not
back
the
a little
case.
bit or gets opened up.
That's
And
not the case, bro. That's not the case, bro. It is like,
and it's disappointing when that
it's
first
so
happens to you.
sad, bro.
Yeah, but-
It's so sad. That shit broke my fucking heart, bro.
But
when
we have to
realized-
go through that stuff.
You gotta go through that shit, bro.
It's like it's a necessary evil of it.
Yeah, bro.
you know?
And that shit breaks my fucking heart, and it's crazy because, like, it's twofold. Because not only are you gotta kind of discern who it is that these people like that, like who is it that I'm playing chess with? Like who is it that I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of just watching and just like who do I have to watch? And then who can I be comfortable and just turn my head away from? You know what I'm saying? And it's like the people that like you can still trust when not looking, that you met through the music shit. It's like, like you're creative. We connect on a creative level, or on a spiritual level, and you're a good person.
Cherish that shit, bro.
You know what I'm
It's why
saying?
you gotta
Like
hold on to
and
that.
that's why I love like my brother and Bell. You know what I'm saying? Like and Bell, like I can say is just like since I met him, like bro, we met. People don't even know. Like so he tells me that we met one time before. I remember the first time we met. But I remember the first time I seen him like rap was at the Tesla Lab. Okay. But the first time that I feel like we met, or I remember us meeting, was the day we did As It Is in Heaven, which is the 3-track EP, 3-track single that we have together, which was like one of the first like pieces like of like music that like I did kind of like, it was like kind of like the prototype of like what I do now as far as like, the video, the production from top to bottom, the getting us together in the room and doing it together type shit. And it's crazy because I feel like I was spoiled with somebody like Aunt Bell, like off rip, like, this is somebody in the scene. I'm just not coming around the scene. At that point, I was like 1 year old in the scene. Just like when I say in the scene, just like being in Boston and kind of and Brockton and in different spaces instead of just being secluded to my one city. You feel what I'm saying? So like when I met Aunt Bell, it was one of the first people I really, really collaborated with on a deep level, and just our friendship. You know what I'm saying? Leading from there, like he just graduated from Harvard last week. You know what I'm saying? Like
Congratulations, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and having him as a brother, like that we could just, lean on each other when times when this degree shit would get tough, and you know what I'm saying, keeping each other inspired, and like and also being able to do this rap thing and this music thing on another level, And outside of that, even just being able to say like, yo, bro, we want to meet up for a drink at the mix and just, you know what I'm saying, just kick it. We can do that too. To, you feel what I'm saying? Even us, like, just talking about, like, just hearing, like, how he thinks on, like when we went up to the Bad for the Community podcast and shit like that. And just, like, I was, like, just hearing this mind that, like, is so much like yours, you know what I'm saying, through the music thing. And there's obviously, it's not just him, you feel me? He's just like the one like that. There's like the first person, you know what I'm saying, and probably I talk to the most often, you know what I'm saying, about non-music things, you know what I'm saying? Like there will be months have gone by since we recorded last, but we talk at least like 1 to 2 times. Like if I miss a week, that next week, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be we're on the phone, you feel what I'm saying? So like it makes you really realize like this music, this creating period, like spiritual as it is, understanding that okay, music, hip hop, you know what I'm saying, can be scary, it can be dangerous. Hip hop is dangerous, you know what I'm saying? So forming those like lifelong friendships, like through it, like through creating, it's like damn, bro, like I wouldn't trade this for anything. Like 100%. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like as much fuck shit happens in the music shit too. Like, yo, those lifelong, like, brotherhood bonds that you build through music, like, yo, like, that shit means a lot, bro. That shit means a lot.
And that's the other side of the coin.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The side of the coin where it's like, if I stop this today, there'd probably be a nice, decent population of people that would probably never reach out to me.
Right. But
the flip side of that coin is there's people that I had, like yourself, myself, whoever is in this, we all have those people, whoever they are, that we would.
Yeah. I definitely would lose a lot of people.
Dude, big shout out to Ambel. You know, it's funny, like he's somebody I've never actually met, and we haven't really spoken much. Been familiar with his work for a long time. I have never heard anybody say a negative thing about that
you
guy.
can't, bro. You can't.
I don't know from home.
Yeah, you can't.
All I gotta say is,
you can't.
Ant, if you're listening, I have never heard. I've heard just glowing things about you, bro.
Can't.
So
you definitely can't around me, bro.
Shout out to you.
Nah,
shout
AB, bro, like he's like a inspiration, bro. Like, and we talk about balance. You know, we talk about like, you know what I'm saying, the things that outside of the music, like that. You know what I'm saying, like that propel growth within the music, and like, bro, like. That dude right there is like, yo, like I'm so proud to call somebody like an individual like that, like my older brother, you feel what I'm saying? Just like, you feel me? Like to tell you the truth, bro, like you feel what I'm saying? Like my older brother and I, you feel what I'm saying? Like we never really had like, you feel what I'm saying, the strongest relationships growing up and shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? Lord knows, you feel what I'm saying? Like what I've been through with him and shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? For me to have somebody like that, you feel me, in like doing like even the master shit and like hearing his message, you know what I'm saying? And just seeing the things that he does outside of music, you feel what I'm saying? Like Ambel's a whole author. He's a whole author.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's a whole author. He graduated from Harvard creative writing, you know what I'm saying? The Master of Science of the Arts from arguably the most prestigious like institution on the face of the earth.
Seriously.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's, and
certain people, you hear that? I just want you to know, like, that still rings true.
That's crazy.
You can fucking take the funding away. You can do some
word.
fuck shit.
You can do whatever you want.
I'm speaking right to the camera when I say this, and people that support, yo, you can do whatever the fuck
you
want to do about that. But
Harvard is
just
Harvard.
So you know, Harvard is Harvard.
Harvard is Harvard,
and
bro. Word.
You can tell people that from other, from fucking all these other countries that they're not welcome here to come to fucking Harvard and change the world.
Right,
but you know what?
Right.
They are going to change the world no matter what, whether it's at Harvard or somewhere else. So you know what? You're only delaying the inevitable.
Yeah, the inevitable,
that's all I want to say.
And you gotta be a mind to go to that school, bro.
Yeah.
I like my sister. She just graduated from Princeton. You know what I'm saying? And like,
congratulations.
I thank you, bro.
To her.
The Ivy League, and my other sister, she just graduated from University of Rhode Island in pharmacy. You feel what I'm saying? With a doctorate.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo,
shout out to your parents, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Sincerely,
like, yo,
that's for better. Again, I know that
a lot of ass whoopings, bro.
But look at where you guys all are at, man.
Yeah, real life, bro.
Like you got a master. Even yourself, bro. You sitting on a master's degree, and you are one of the most profound producers in Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy,
if
bro.
not the. You know, so it's like that's just such. Man,
it's a blessing, bro. It really is a blessing because, especially because it's like, I just know how close it was to not being that, bro. Like on so many occasions.
I hear that.
On so many occasions. Like I know, like, it's crazy. I was just talking about this last night. Like, I feel guilty damn near sometimes. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, there are friends I had, you know what I'm saying, that passed away due to circumstances they had no control over. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bro, I was thinking about this shit the other day. Like, bro, I was in 5th grade. One of my homies, Mahesh, I think about bro all the time. You know what I'm saying? I was so young, you know what I'm saying? Like, and our friendship, like, didn't really, like, it's not like that was, like, I had met him. I probably only knew him for, like, a year or 2 years, but we connected so well, and he passed away due to a brain tumor. You feel what I'm saying? And I remember, like, he was, you feel what I'm saying? Like, he was, like, in God rest his soul, he was good, healthy, and I remember him, like, bro, like, I close my eyes, I can literally picture him, like, being full of life, and I remember him, like, I remember the last time I seen him. You know what I'm saying? I remember, like, just how he would speak, just even how he would joke when he was healthy, to even the way he talked and how the character and his voice changed right before he passed away. You feel what I'm saying? And just seeing the effect of just chemotherapy on him, you know what I'm saying? And seeing how it, like, weakened him, you know what I'm saying? And shit like that. And it's like, bro, I think about, like, how, like, yo, this shit is not promised, bro. This shit is not promised at all. Like, you could die for some shit that you didn't even, you know what I'm saying? It could happen right now. It could happen right now. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, I'm so, like, I be asking myself, like, damn. And it's crazy. It's like now it's like a good why me. Like, why me? Like, why am I the one that got to, you know what I'm saying? That got to, like, live to be able to, you know, make music, make money off of making music, you feel what I'm saying? And, like, even hop on a podcast with you, and, you know what I'm saying, a podcast I really respect and really, like, and speak my mind, you feel what I'm saying? And inspire whoever it is that's listening to this shit, you feel what I'm saying? Like, why is it that, you feel me? Like, there's so many people that are going through so much different shit, and it's like, yo,
so true. Like,
God is real, bro. He's super fucking real, you know what I'm saying? And luck is real. Luck is so real. Luck is so real,
There's always
bro.
a little bit of that.
Yeah,
no
luck
matter
is
what
so
we're doing,
real, bro.
There's always a little bit of that.
Luck is so fucking real, bro. And it's like, yo, I thank my parents, bro. Like, I thank my peoples. Like, bro, if you're alive and you're breathing and your parents taught you anything about life that has, your parents or just anybody you look up to has taught you enough about life for you to be able to draw breath and continue to promote your life, you got something to be grateful about, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the more time you spend being grateful, the more happy you will be. Like, you know what I'm saying, on your way out. You know what I'm saying? And,
absolutely. Spend
like,
less time worrying about shit that don't matter.
Yeah, bro. This shit don't matter, bro. People die over nothing. People literally die over nothing, bro. And it's like, people, like, you think about someone like Nipsey Hussle.
Absolutely.
And how he passed away.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Or even bring it closer to home. Like, I think about people in Lowell that were murdered over, you know what I'm saying, over nothing. You know what I'm saying? People that have gone to jail doing bids right now, you know what I'm saying, over shit as little as, like, road rage. You know what I'm saying? Like, people dying over road rage, over little shit. And I'd be like, damn, like, bro, both of my sisters just graduated college. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get to go to Mexico. Like, I get to do all of this. I get to do all of that. Like, I better have, like, to your point that you were saying earlier, like, I better take advantage of my position. You feel what I'm saying? Because, like, I truly believe, you know, like, I truly believe that if you don't lose it, God will take it from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not capitalizing on your ability, then, like, you will be stripped of it, bro. With great power comes great responsibility, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I, like, even like being a producer, you feel what I'm saying? And, like, even an accolade like the producer of the year shit. Like, if I'm not, I take something like that and I'm like, yo, I have to pay it forward. I have to create spaces where people can learn how to, you know what I'm saying, learn how to sharpen their processes. I have to show producers that they can be independent and, you know what I'm saying, build catalogs on their own and, you know what I'm saying, like, and create a life-changing situation for people, for rappers that may not even believe in themselves the way that they should. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that, like, yo, bro, like, there's so much bullshit that's going on. There's so much nonsense that's going on. There's so much, like, sadness and death and just shit going on. It's like, bro, like I said, I'm a happy motherfucker, bro. I'm trying to spread the wealth, bro. Like, Motherfuckers, I feel like if more motherfuckers woke up 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and found something to be happy about, the world would be a better place, bro. And if I can,
100%.
yeah, bro. If I can do that,
100%.
if I can do that for somebody, if I can make somebody's life 2 or 3 bills cheaper, you know what I'm saying? Or if I can, you know what I'm saying, provide somebody that like love that aha moment of some shit that maybe that wasn't connecting to them all the way, or if I can like even like with the youth shit and like teaching in different in these different settings and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I can pay it forward to a kid that is going through it, you feel what I'm saying, that doesn't really know much better, and I can provide them an idea, then it's like, yo, like I did what I needed to do. Like as a human being on this earth, I'm doing I did what I need to do. And I do believe in an afterlife. You feel what I'm saying? I do believe that after this life, whether I come back as a rhino or whether I go in the sky, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like real life, like I do believe that you're either going to be rewarded with something physical, you're going to be rewarded like with something extrinsically, or you're going to be rewarded intrinsically. You're either going to come back as something that was a reflection of what you were before, or we're still gonna have the ability to think after this life, and you're gonna be forced to be locked into every thought you had, every memory, every single thing that you did to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the two is gonna happen. So it's like, yo, I'm either gonna come back majestic, or I'm gonna be happy with my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? But not the latter. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck,
like,
bro.
Real life. That's how I really feel, bro. Real life.
Oh my God, bro. I feel like we could sit here and talk for 4 hours. This
Facts.
is crazy.
Facts.
I'm so. I mean, I hope anyone listening to this feels. I know anyone that's been like a listener of ours for a long time is going to be like, this is such a different episode, but this is so different for all the best reasons.
Hell yeah.
Like, and it's because of you, Deevo. So thank you, bro.
Nah, and you as well, bro. I can tell. You feel me? I can tell. Like,
this was like a real. Not to say that I don't have real conversations, because I always do. But this was truly from start to finish a real fucking conversation Dog, I straight up, like, I'm gonna remember this for a
Likewise,
very,
bro.
I mean, not that I'll have to, but like, just for being in this moment, like, it felt for a while that these microphones weren't even here.
Yeah, no,
like,
literally.
It was really crazy.
Hell yeah. Facts,
and that sometimes doesn't happen, or it doesn't happen
Facts.
often, so I appreciate you so much.
No, I appreciate you too, bro.
I feel, we didn't even, I don't want to, truly, for the sake of the people, I don't want this to go too long, because I don't want this fucking, to be 3 hours, but people, I shouldn't be saying this an hour 30 in almost, but like, Blue Magic out now. You got it. It sounds almost awful to say at this point in time. Blue Magic out now. It's a great body of work.
Yeah, great.
You know what? At this point, I'm just gonna. I do this anyway, but just when this episode concludes in a few minutes, just everything's gonna be linked in the description for Deevo. If this wasn't the selling point for DeevoDaGenius, I don't know what is.
Thank you, bro.
The only thing I want to do before we get out of here, Deevo, is we've been talking such deep stuff. I got a few like fun little questions. I gotta run through my pop quick. This was not like a traditional Turntable Genius episode. But I gotta give you just a couple like little fun ones that I found. You know what I mean? I gotta do my Nardwar thing.
Hell yeah! Word. I love it.
All right. So, this is called, for anyone who's a fan of Deevo, just being introduced to us for the first time. This is a normal segment we like to do in normal episodes. We call Pop Quiz, where we ask our guests rapid fire questions about things we found out about the guest. But it's nothing incriminating. It's all fun stuff. And so I'm gonna ask you just a couple questions. I'm gonna pick a couple of these here that I think are the highlights. All right. So I know you're a big soda guy, right? You enjoy soda. Yeah, I fuck with soda. So I was told I had to ask you what's the difference between Canada Dry and Schweppes?
Oh my God! Yo, this is funny as hell, bro. I'm a ginger ale fanatic. And I will say this: I fuck with Canada Dry and I fuck with Schweppes. Canada Dry, it's just not. It's just a feeling, bro. It's just a feeling. Like, it's just a feeling. It's like Coke versus Pepsi. Like, you're going to go for I don't know if it's because Canada Dry is more prevalent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure it's a Coke product, right? That's a Coke product, then Schweppes is a Pepsi product.
Oh, you're asking the wrong person.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the Pepsi product for ginger ale is Seagram's. I know it's ginger. I know my ginger ale that well. You know what I'm saying? But
man knows his ginger ale.
Yeah.
He's wearing his hoodie is ginger ale colored.
Yeah, I got a ginger ale colorway. But I love I don't know, bro. It's just Canada Dry just got that. It's like whatever the electricity they put in McDonald's Sprite is in every can of ginger ale. Like they had that technology first. Like whatever like technology that exists in the soda world right now that's like killing us slowly. Canada Dry got it down pat first. They got it first. They got it right first. You know what I'm saying? So I will say. So I'm going Canada Dry. If Seagram's is around, I'll go with the Seagram's. And then Schweppes, I'll fuck with Schweppes.
It's just tick under below. Okay.
Yep.
Well, speaking of Canada, I have a true or false question for you. True or false? You bought your car from Canada, so the mileage was in kilometers.
What the fuck? Yo, he really knows his shit. Yes, that's a fact. Yeah,
the Howish went backwards.
Yeah, my Nissan Altima.
I really got him.
My Nissan Altima. Nah, yeah, you definitely got me with that. My Nissan Altima that I had for like 4 years was from Canada, and we drove it down from Canada. And everybody that would be in my car would look at my speedometer and be like, "What the fuck is going on? Like, how the fuck is this shit going 220 miles per hour?" And I'll be like, "Nah, it's a Canadian car." But yeah,
That's
my mileage.
hilarious.
Yep. That's hilarious. That's funny as fuck. What the fuck?
I also know you're a big barbecue sauce guy. What's the weirdest thing?
What?
What's the
You know everything. You know everything. Yeah, I love barbecue sauce.
What's the weirdest thing you put on barbecue sauce? That maybe normal people don't put on.
I want to say, damn, I do. I feel like I do some weird shit. I ain't gonna lie. Fuck. Like, damn, I want to say like, but I feel like pizza's normal. Like pizza's normal.
Depends on the type of pizza. I think.
Pizza. Damn, you could kind of put me on the spot because I feel like there's definitely like a food that like I've been like, oh, yo, let me get some barbecue sauce with that. And then
you're gonna think about it driving 220 kilometers down the street.
Right. Kilometers, so hilarious.
And you're gonna text me like you're gonna be like, fuck, I wish I had remembered. I should have.
I want to say probably just like, I'm gonna be mad because I'm gonna remember it later.
You're gonna remember something. That's okay.
I'll just say pizza. I'll just say like if it'll be like cheese pizza, bro, and it'll be like it'll have some tomato sauce on it. I'll still dip that shit in barbecue sauce. That shit go crazy.
That's still weird, but
that is weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, that shit is weird.
One more true or false for you before my last question.
True
or false? You bought a PS4 off of Kai?
Kai. Oh my. Yo, I don't know who you talk to.
These are the
Yo, I don't know who you talk to.
These are the reactions I love.
But that is crazy, bro. Oh my God, bro. Yo, so I was this one would be a little bit incriminating. So boom.
I said it wouldn't be incriminating.
Basically, yo, damn. This is a throwback. So basically, there was a situation on Black Friday. I don't even know. I don't know what the statute of limitation is on the crime that I'm speaking on.
Oh Jesus!
I'm not going to speak. I'm not gonna. You feel me? But there was a situation, and basically, some PlayStations were involved, and there was a private investigation. I'll say.
Okay.
And in said private investigation, the my alibi was that my PlayStation originated from fictional characters said named Kai. Yo, this is crazy, bro. I can't believe
this is a legendary episode. Let's just put it out. Let's just put it out there.
This is crazy. Yo, I remember. Yo, that situation was actually very sticky though.
All right, we don't have to get too into it. I don't want to do anything. That's all right.
Yo,
I think I got enough there. That is good. That is perfect. That's all I need.
That's fucking hilarious, bro. That's wild. That's wild.
All right, but I got a couple more, but I'm gonna just pick with one just to take a time.
Yeah, bro. You can take your time, bro. I'll fuck with these, bro.
Okay.
Ask more, bro.
All right, you want more?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like these.
You talked about one of these actually in Pete's episode, so I won't ask that one. But all right, I know you almost became a social media sensation posting funny videos. What was one of the funnier? None of the people know about this. I didn't know about this. What was one of the funnier videos you posted that you can remember?
Bro, whoever told you about all this is like
it was an amalgamation. It was multiple people.
Facts.
It was multiple people.
Damn, what do I feel like the funniest one, the one that went craziest was an Instagram video, and I had broken my wrist, and I was Harlem shaking. I was just Harlem shaking, but it was a song I was Harlem shaking to, and I had a wig on, and I was in my kitchen.
Jesus.
Bro, it was in my kitchen, and like, bro, Instagram back then, like, if you had like 100, 200 likes on some shit, like, we're talking about like 20, like 14.
Oh yeah, bro, you're popping
Like,
if you get to it.
If you like,
I was lucky to get 10 those days.
yeah, nah, if your shit was popping back then, I remember I posted that, and that shit actually went up. Like, that shit went, and I was like, yo, what the fuck, like, and I was literally just fucking around, like bro, like, me and my homies back in school, like, but I wasn't even the funniest one. My man Anthony, he was the funniest. Like, he could do that shit right now. Like, he had the funniest characters. Like, we would all like be different characters. Like, what everyone does now, like, as far as like the different characters and shit like that, and the scripts and shit like that, we were doing it back then. And I remember, and the African dad. My African dad skits used to go crazy. My African dad skits used to be hilarious, bro. Damn, yeah, nah. I remember. It wasn't even to go viral or nothing like that, because we didn't even know what we were doing.
You were just having
fun. It was just funny
yeah.
as hell. Yeah, this is a video was just funny as fuck. That's funny as hell. That's crazy.
Fantastic.
Good times, bro. Good fucking times.
All right, I got one more for
All
you.
right,
I'll give you one more. What was it like practicing basketball in a repurposed World War I Quonset hut instead of a gym when you were growing up?
Yo! The Quonset hut!
The Quonset hut.
Nah, you got it, bro. You got it. You got it, bro. Nah, you got it.
I just mic dropped my
you got
notes.
It.
That was
you
it.
got it. That's yeah, bro. You're number one, bro. You got it. This is the illest experience I've had on a podcast for sure, bro.
Dude,
thank you.
I'm so grateful for you to say that.
This was an ill-ass experience, bro. The Quonset hut. Oh my god, yo, bro.
My mispronunciation was off, but
Nah, you're good. You're good. I mean, your pronunciation might be on point. My shit might be off. Yo. That shit made me the type of basketball player that I am. Like, just a hard-nosed guard. You know what I'm saying? Just not gonna take a no for an answer. I'm gonna get the bucket that I want. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to shoot well in there. You know what I'm saying? Like that gym made, like, any shooter that really focused on their shot in that gym, like, has a good shot. Like, no matter where else they're gonna be. You know what I'm saying? My man Jeff, my man even Erdnaez, even my boy Melvin, you feel what I'm saying? Like, they all, like...
Melvin Nichols?
Melvin Worley.
There was Melvin. There was
Melvin Worley. He played at Roxbury Community College.
Okay.
Then he
There was a Melvin that went to Innovation Academy. I think Melvin Nichols was his
name. Really? Okay.
I think that was his last name, because he played AAU at the program Evo. Yeah.
So that's Melvin. That's my cousin.
That's your cousin.
Yeah, that's my cousin.
Maybe Melvin Nichols is somebody else I know.
Yeah,
sorry. Maybe it was a different name.
Melvin definitely played at.
Melvin,
he definitely played at.
You guys can look alike too.
Yeah,
now that you're saying it. All right, so maybe. Sorry, I had two different Melvins. That played at Evo back then. Okay, so that Melvin, yes, he played at Innovation.
Yeah, he played at Innovation. Then he played.
And he was at Evo, like, maybe, let's say 2014.
Yeah,
15,
he was
16,
there. He was there the longest out of all of us. Yeah, he was.
Something like that. Okay. All right, so that's your cousin.
He ran deep with them. Yeah, bro. But that gym, like, bro, like, anyone I was playing varsity, because I was playing varsity as an 8th grader. Like,
yes, I also knew. I didn't ask you that about that, but I did hear that as well.
Yeah,
I heard you being recruited as a varsity player in 8th grade.
Yeah. So I was playing up and as an 8th grade and for my high school team, and then I broke my fucking wrist, which is crazy to think about. Now I think about it. But
and you were dunking.
I was dunking
with the cast.
Yeah,
on.
my cast on. Yep.
Just kind of dumb, but good for you.
Yeah. Wow, it was crazy. But I just, bro, we had practice at like 5:00 in the morning, and there was like it wasn't like heated that well. You know what I'm saying? And the floor was just so like there's so many dead spots. Like, the wood was like coming up on some parts. Like, it literally looked like an NBA like 2K like custom map. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yo, like, the paint, like we had to repaint it, like, you know what I'm saying, like every like 6 months maybe into like a, you know what I'm saying, to a year. I remember, bro, it was so crazy. Like first of all, like the pipes, like our backboard was like a real like wooden backboard, like real wooden backboard with the red painted fucking you know what I'm saying, like the box. And then like anytime, like if a three clanged too hard off this shit, the whole gym's gonna hear it. You know what I'm saying? It was small, like cause you know how like the out of bounds, and then like there'll be a little bit of space like, out of bounds,
and then the wall.
Like
Nothing.
Bro,
It was just
that out of bounds.
Shit was like a hockey rink.
Yeah, bro. The out of bounds, like if your shoulder hit the wall, you're out. You know what I'm saying? Like where, like you're out. So like, bro, that shit made us like so like.
Everything was tight, so you had to make your moves tighter, and
tighter.
But in turn, probably helped out.
Out over
sense.
time. You had to know when the dead spot. It just made you so much more aware of your spacing. You know what I'm saying? Like the dead spots were crazy. You got to know where it is that you're dribbling. You know what I'm saying? And it forced me because I was like, and shout out to my coach, Coach McKinnon. Like, I didn't know how to use my body by the time I was in 8th grade. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I remember there was one practice, he literally was like showing me like how fast, like how much cover, how much ground I can cover. You know what I'm saying? And just like 2 like steps. I remember like telling him, like, there was one practice, he was like, yo, like, you need to stop taking so much steps from half court to get to the cup. You can literally get there in 3 steps. I'm like, bro, I can't get to the cup in 3 steps. He was like, yo, run full speed from here to there with the ball. And I remember like just like, and he's like in as less steps as possible. And I was getting to the cup in like 2-3 steps. Oh shit, yeah, no, in like 2-3 steps. And I was like, yo, damn, like I'm this athletic. Like I can actually, you feel me? To the point where, bro, when I was like, I remember my senior year, I dunked on the hoop that was like, I don't say the back, but you know what I'm saying. And bro, I literally bent the shit. Like I bent the shit, like the shit fucking like warped the rim. Like after that, like the whole shit. Like I didn't even know I could do that. Like I remember I dunked it with 2 hands, and the whole shit, bro. I still have scars like on my hands and shit from like dunking in there. Like it was such like that gym like made us like who we were.
That's dope.
Like even as individuals, like to this day, like I can play anywhere. I can play anywhere.
You play there. You can play anywhere.
Yeah. The only thing I was missing was a chain net. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah.
That would have made the whole thing perfect.
Yeah, right. Literally.
Oh my god.
Yeah, bro. Thank you, bro. This shit was fucking
amazing. One of my favorites of all time. This is gonna go down as a legendary episode. Even if we lost, sorry, apologize for viewers. We might have lost a couple minutes on the.
Shit, we had a good conversation though. Don't worry.
Oh my god, it's almost 2 hours worth of shit here. So like, don't even worry about it.
Word.
Blue Mat. We barely talked about it, but you got to go listen to this.
Yes.
If this wasn't a selling point to DeevoDaGenius, I don't know what is.
Word.
Go freaking run that project up. Blue Magic
out now.
Kill, and then
thank you to all the investors who have bought the project. So
incredible.
Far. It's still available for purchase. The project, the bonus version do come with 3 unlockable songs. We got some more videos coming for y'all. Some more merchandising for y'all coming. You know what I'm saying? Some more collectible pieces.
That video you guys did for Memories, Blue Magic Memories, is fucking unbelievable.
Thank you, bro. Raymond,
right? I was gonna say
Raymond. Thank you, bro.
Raymond, bro. You're a fucking savage.
Yeah, monster.
That was crazy. Your visuals are crazy.
Yeah,
I was not as familiar with him until that video. I was looking at him like, dude, the fucking all the visuals are crazy. The coloring, all of it, bro, is unreal.
Raymond,
so
bro,
big shout out to you and your team, bro.
For real, Raymond.
Kill the artist.
Yeah.
Obviously, Bluehill Bill. Shout out to you guys. You guys fucking killed it on that project.
Big shout out to Sam too. Sam. So Raymond and Sam, they're a duo. They're from Western Massachusetts, Fitchburg. You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of work with DJ Lucas and.
Fire.
And Raymond's doing work for like everything.
Rob 49. He's done a bunch of his stuff. Yeah, I saw that. Oh yeah, the Sexy Red one recently.
The Cash Cobain video, for the Tripping on the Yacht video.
Well, I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's
amazing.
So I'm blessed, bro. That's all I can say. Thank you, Raymond, for real. Thank you. Kill, Bill. Thank y'all, man. Killer artist Bluehill Bill. Make sure y'all check them out. They're an amazing duo even before this project. Go check out Beast. They dropped it's funny because they dropped a project called Beast in 2020. I want to say it was the same 2024. I want to say 2024, right after I dropped Champion Sound. And it came out May 16th, 2024. Blue Magic came out May 17th,
Okay.
to 2025, and a lot of like my love for them as a duo came from the Beast project, and BLEU Magic was kind of like my ode to Beast. You feel what I'm saying? So like,
Super dope.
It was very dope for me to be able to come together with them and create such a ill as body of work and make it as impactful as it has been for people to really interact with the art, receive it as well as they've been receiving it. You know what I'm saying? And I just can't wait to just keep going, bro. I just can't wait to keep dropping music.
Long way to go for you, brother.
Yeah, bro. I just can't wait. I can't wait. I'm grateful.
awesome.
I'm blessed, man. I'm really happy to be here, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for everything that you're doing for the scene, bro. For real.
You're so welcome.
Like the
My
fact
pleasure.
that you're making us feel heard. You're making us feel like how we're supposed to feel, and you're doing your job as far as providing the narrative, and you're doing journalism. This is journalism. Like, you're doing the research. You're finding out who the people are that you're talking to before they even coming through the door, and you're executing and you're maximizing the conversations that you're having with us. You feel what I'm saying? And I want to just give you your flowers, bro.
Thank you
for
so
real.
much, Deevo. I
You already
appreciate
know.
that so
You already
much.
know.
For real. That
Every
means
trip,
a lot.
bro.
That
Hell
means
yeah,
a lot.
bro. But yeah, man, DeevoDaGenius. You can find me on Instagram,
Took the words out of my mouth.
YouTube, anywhere. You know what I'm saying? At DeevoDaGenius. Kill the Artist on Instagram, Kill the Artist, or Bluehill Bill at Bluehill Bill 617. More music on the way. Yeah, man. I'm just grateful. Thank God. And this was Turntable Teachers, man. This was great.
This was it. This was
Hell
it.
yeah.
And if you're a fan of Deevo or any of the artists that he's mentioned, and if you're just being introduced to us for the first time, you can find us at Turntable Teachers on Instagram, TikTok. Hit up our website, turntableteachers.com, for all the latest. And of course, if you're on the North Shore or Greater Boston and you're looking for a studio, we offer AOA Studios. We offer plenty of services for you, whether it be mixing and mastering, recording, photography, videography, podcasting, kind of the works. We do also coverage for events. So make sure to just reach out. Just whatever you need, we're here. We're happy to help. We want to build a community like Deevo has talked about, and that's a big thing for
and
us.
if you're on the South Shore, make sure you reach out to the Sound Lab
Absolutely.
MA. You know what I'm saying? The Sound Lab MA on Instagram.
We got the shores covered.
TikTok. Yeah,
North Shore,
everywhere.
North Shore, you got us.
South Shore, we got
South Shore,
us.
you got
You know what
us.
I'm
There you
saying?
go.
Mix, master.
No beef with
No
the South
beef.
Shore and the North Shore. It's
Hey,
just
we work together.
yeah.
Massachusetts, we got each other. You
we
feel
just
what I'm
got it.
saying?
We got the coverage there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Hell yeah, man.
Man, this seriously legendary episode. We hope you guys enjoyed as much as Deevo and I did.
Hell
And
yeah.
as always, I'm Mike. That's DeevoDaGenius with the Turntable Teachers. And class is officially dismissed.
Let's get it.
Turn, turn, turn.